Hitman is a game focused around stealth assassinations, typically enacted in creative and unexpected ways by iconic protagonist Agent 47, one of the most easily recognized bald murderers in all of video games. And while he doesn't say very much or have any form of discernible personality whatsoever, I think that makes him the perfect player character in a game like this. In Hitman, you often don't just sneak around crouching and sticking to shadows attempting to go unseen. I mean, I guess it's possible, but the real core of this experience is social stealth. Agent 47 often attends gatherings under the pseudonym Tobias Reaper, which is appropriate given our intention is invariably killing a person in the most ghost-like manner possible. Usually in any given level we go through a series of impersonations and disguises, slowly gaining access to higher and higher levels of security as you replace increasingly difficult to isolate individuals. This all culminates in the demise of your given target, which always seems to be some rich and powerful dirtball manipulating the world for the worse.
Nothing makes you tense like thousands of people wanting to kill you.
You're not often just shooting targets and trying to walk away like nothing happened. Well, I do that, but that's just because I suck. But that's kind of the coolest aspect of Hitman. You could just shoot everyone and rampage violently up to your target, in the sense that the game will let you, but it's kinda hard to get away with. I once heard Dave from PlayStation Access say he feels Hitman is more of a puzzle game, and I sort of agree to an extent. A lot of the cooler or more outside-the-box ways to punch your target's ticket are set along very linear paths. You overhear someone talking about or find written information about an opportunity. These opportunities are basically pre-made, well-designed steps for you to follow, as denoted by these little lightbulb-looking HUD markers. And in that way, as I said, the game becomes a puzzle. You're just trying to find the right pieces, put them together, and carefully enact your plan. I don't want to sound misleading in any way, these opportunities are a big part of the game, but you could just ignore them, which I usually did. You can still just walk around popping people in the face with a silenced pistol, something I think in retrospect I may have spent a bit too much time trying to make work. This game is all about planning and then failing, improvising and then being caught, and that feeling of elation when you finally succeed in setting up the perfect kill is worth shaving your head and getting a barcode tattoo over. There are so many options, so much freedom, and so much variation from mission to mission. Each environment has so many preset paths for you to stumble upon, and each level presents an enormous sandbox to get lost in. You could spend hours just exploring levels, observing who is allowed to go where, and thus determining who has the most valuable outfit for me to steal upon their impending unconsciousness. I really appreciate the level of freedom and choice. You can even choose to abandon an activity halfway through, so you're never fully committed to being a therapist, or a masseuse, walking a runway, or having a private meeting with an Illuminati member. Each of the different environments you can explore demonstrates that generosity, and each is obviously built with multiple replays in mind. I feel like I can make an entire video just about the Paris level or Sapienza. As you complete checklist-style challenges and successfully attempt opportunities, you level up, unlocking more starting weapons, outfits, advantageous locations on the map, and even more useful disguises. As I mentioned briefly earlier, the game isn't just based on murder. Most of the gameplay leading up to those grisly executions is social stealth, and maybe the best example of it I've ever played. The number of NPCs on screen at any given time is very impressive, and the number of ways you can interact with and use those crowds is sort of overwhelming. I got the sense very quickly that I would never be able to 100% do everything on any given level. Something else I want to mention before I move on, in all those gigantic, well-fleshed out areas, I never saw any teleporting NPCs or guards spawning from nowhere. Everyone seems to already exist somewhere on the map, moving around and going through their own interactive loop. Again, that might sound like a small thing, but the atmosphere it creates and the feeling of being in a living, breathing world is what makes this game what it is. That and our main character's many creepy talents. Seriously, the speed at which Agent 47 undresses other men and dons their clothing is beyond impressive. It's downright supernatural. And even in between trying to make walking around with a sniper rifle look casual, the short cutscenes and mission briefings keep the tone of the game serious, but sort of playful. It feels very video game-like, and I adore that. For some reason, I absolutely love a good mission briefing. For how cold, stoic, and monolithic our protagonist is, he's also highly relatable in a sad sort of a way. You could draw a parallel between Agent 47's cold, uncaring, callous demeanor and the nihilistic, apathetic attitude of today's workforce. You wear the right outfit, go to the right place, do the right thing over and over again, joylessly and repetitively doing what you know how to do, at this point simply because you know how to do it, based on nothing more than momentum. Now watch me kill this guy with a rocket chair.
Target down. You did it.
In summation, I think it's an excellent game. Graphics are impressive, gameplay is fun. It's not the best third-person shooting out there, but it is what it is. I never played any of the previous titles, and I've also yet to play the sequel, Hitman 2, but I found myself thinking a lot about what I want it to be like, even though it already exists. In my dream Hitman sequel, we would have day-night cycles. We'd go even further and have each NPC eventually leave and go home at the end of the night. You'd be on a time limit because of this more realistic cycle. It could be possible your target just leaves at one point, because why would they stay in one location forever? This could add an extra layer of difficulty and an additional dimension of interaction: time. I also want even more weapons with customization options, like putting silencers on everything, but you gotta unlock it in-game. Bulletproof suits a la John Wick, and you know what else would be cool? A mission where you duel another assassin, Hitman style, both trying to take the other out while not alerting their mark or the public, rather than it always be an entire population versus you. But again, for all I know, these things could already be in Hitman 2. And with Hitman 3 right around the corner, as of now supposedly early 2021, there's a seemingly bright future ahead for the franchise. That's my whole thing. I hope to do a video about 2 and 3 someday in the future. Please consider pressing the upward facing thumb button or leave a comment telling me how to be better at this. And as always, thank you for watching.